We have over 100 million people using things that were
100 million?
100 million. Yeah, that's.
Wow.
We started as a consultancy firm. We work with big corporations like Visa, MasterCard, Telefonica, and we help out all these companies to create their strategy, new products, new services.
What advice would you give to people either just starting out or on the journey?
I would say that the most important thing on entrepreneurship, on my experience, and that's one of the reasons that we have created MedibleGo, it is to...
Rodrigo Malachias is the CEO of Medible and co-founder of MedibleGo, with over 20 years of experience building products, scaling ecosystems, and leading global innovation. Today, he's empowering SMEs with AI-driven tools that boost growth, reduce risk, and level the playing field.
They have 60% of the global workforce, and yet it's the most unserved profile of business within the markets. There's today $5 trillion of financing gap on SME financing. It is bigger than the GDP of Germany.
Hi everybody, welcome to a super exciting episode of Founder Stories. Rodrigo Malachias.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Nail it. Yeah.
On the show today, so I'm really having to brush up on my Brazilian today. And his company, and again, I've got to get the Spanish right on this, is MedibleGo?
Yeah.
Nearly?
Yeah. MedibleGo,
Okay.
but yeah, almost there.
MedibleGo.
Yeah,
Okay, we can work on that. Rodrigo is the co-founder of this business, and he also has many extracurricular things that I'm sure we're going to be really interested to dig into today. So without further ado, Rodrigo, welcome to Founder Stories.
Lovely.
How are you
Donna,
doing today?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing fine. It's a lovely day in London, sunny, a bit chill, but sunny. So yeah, it's all good.
And you live in Brighton, right?
I
You're
live
on
in Brighton,
Yeah,
yeah.
lovely of the country.
To be fair, it is. I think that's very nice, lovely people. It's close to London, so it's good for business. But people there are more chill, more relaxed. It's like
Love it.
yeah, lovely city.
Big shout out to the Brightoners.
Yeah,
today.
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, Rodrigo, let's get into it. So tell us about the company that you co-founded. It's a really interesting AI-driven business, which I know is always very much of interest to people. So tell us about the company and why you started it and what are the problems that you're solving today.
If you allow me, the whole history why I have started it.
It's all about the story.
Yeah, cool. With my co-founder, we started actually 14 years ago now in Chile. That's why it's Medible, it's in Spanish, although I'm Brazilian. We started as a consultancy firm. We work with usually like, I don't know, big corporations like Visa, MasterCard, Telefonica, utility companies. Most of tier one banks in Latin America, they have worked with us or they are still working with us. And we have helped out all these companies to create their strategy, new products, new services. And just to give you a bit of scale, what we have been doing in Donna, if we put together all the platforms that we have created to our clients, we have over 100 million people using things that were
100 million?
100 million, yeah. When you put Brazil, there's a lot of people. So yeah, yes, very quickly you get to that number. So yeah, business has been good. We are still running. It's called Medible, the consultants firm. But then when the AI emerged, we start to see that we could challenge ourselves to do something different. And that was the moment that born MedibleGo, which in essence, it is very much like consultancy firm, but 100% done with AI and for SMEs. So our goal here, it is to democratize the access of a services that up to now was just accessible for big corporations. Not that we are expensive, we are very much cheaper than all the fancy consultants firm that's out there, but it's still human-based services that's very costly. That's not fair. I mean, most of the backbone of our economy here in the UK, Latin America, Europe overall, US, it is SME based. No, the SMEs, they have 60% of GDP, 60% of the global. It's very, very important. And yet it's the most unserved area, unserved like profile of business within the market. So like motivated us. So to bring all this knowledge, all this capability that we have to be more accessible to SMEs.
So Medible is the company. And I feel like I'm butchering it less now as I'm listening to you saying it. I probably should have got you to say it to me like 10 times before the show. So that's the original company. And what you've done is you've spotted the opportunity to serve a wider market by creating almost company within a company, a new product. You're running still both sides of the business?
In essence, although we have been very creative with branding MedibleGo, we have been absurdly creative. But yeah, it's two separate business. We are still running both of them. MedibleGo, it's a UK-based one, founded here in the UK. We have received a couple of grants from Innovate UK to support us to develop our AI model, which has been very complex, very sophisticated. We have a lot of support from the government again, but from other parties as well. And what we have done here, because of our background on working also with financial institutions, is created this piece of AI that, in one side, we are helping the SMEs to better understand the need of their clients and finding quicker market fit. They can use us to launch new products, to tap into market. All the growth challenge that they have, they can use us. And then on the same side, we are partnering up with financial institutions and feeding them with all this SME data to them so they can understand better the SMEs, understand what they are doing, which sort of investment that they need, and then banks, they can start giving financing the growth challenge these SMEs have.
Okay, so you're essentially helping the banks to increase their product portfolio as well and tap into the new markets by feeding them with maybe they hadn't invested in before because the companies were smaller, right?
That's precisely the problem. When we look at SME financing, there's a huge gap in the market. Today, $5 trillion of financing gap on SME financing. It is bigger than the GDP of Germany, to give a scale. It's huge, the amount of money. And in parallel to that, for example, here in the UK, 60% of the SME lending that are done now are done by fintechs, by new competitors, not by the traditional banks. And it's not that the banks, they are evil or something like that, but they were never comfortable enough with SMEs because they don't have enough data. They don't really understand them. They don't know what's going on. For example, the tier one banks here, they have more or less, 1 million SMEs. It is just impossible for them to really know what's going on there, and to understand their challenge, understand what is going on, and finance them with confidence. And that's why we have created MedibleGo also, so to support SMEs, but in the same time supporting banks to have access to better data of SME and finance them with more confidence.
So smart. I'd love to have been a fly on the wall when you thought of that idea. Was that a long process of, okay, let's see how this AI thing pans out and see whether we can do anything with this to increase our product portfolio? Or was it that light bulb moment?
It was very long
Oh,
process.
we love a light bulb moment. It makes for so much better podcasting.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
Oh.
sorry. No.
What a shame.
Yeah, sorry to let you down. Well, thanks for having me. I'm no.
What have you bought?
No, it has been a lot of hard work, and so yeah, we had this motivation that triggered us to start to investigate this problem, but to arrive where we are now, we had to listen a lot of people. We had to change it a lot. We have to adapt. We have to adjust. So, and in essence, I think that's very, very important for business. So, if I look at when we started out 2 years ago developing this AI model up to what we are now, we are much more resilient. We have a better product, a better market fit, just because we have been able to listen to our customers, listen to our users, understand what they are needing, and create entrepreneurship based on market needs, not based on my gut or things that I like or do not like, but on real demand.
If it would have been a light bulb, if you said it was a light bulb moment, I might not have believed you because there's a lot going on there, right? It's something that has probably been a real labour of love for the last couple of years. And did you kind of use the Medible business to fund
Absolutely,
the
yeah.
Go? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So that's a smart thing as well. And you kind of carried all of the risk with the business that you'd built.
I don't know if it's smart. It's just the way that we did it. So we have been bootstrapping everything ourselves, other than 2 grants that we have received from Innovate UK. So that helped us a bit. Not huge amount of money, but also to assure us that we are in the same that there's more people looking the problem that we're looking at, and they have the credibility of Innovate UK backing us up. So that's good. Yeah, and other than that, we have been bootstrapping. We have now received a term sheet from investor. I don't know if I should share, but I will share. I'm not sure that the investor. We are looking at it. I'm not sure if we are moving forward with them. But yeah, we had some options, and you're happy with this. Sure.
Cool. Well, let's get off the subject then before you say something that you shouldn't.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to save you.
Yeah,
Nick.
yeah. No.
This is Founder Stories, and I'd love to know more about you. You're a very interesting person with a lot of energy. You've obviously got a technical mind as well. Like you know technology, you know how to. You've obviously got ahead of the game when it comes to AI. So talk to me about your background and kind of where you came from, and how you kind of fell into work.
So yeah, well, it has been a long journey at this point. Yeah, getting old. I started. Well, I was born in Brazil. Lived there. Now, most of my life I have lived abroad, but I've very in a very early stage I did a technical course of electrician. I think that was like my first step within the like technical space. When I was young, teenager, tried to do a few business like building computers and sort of stuff. Nothing really paid out, but it was interesting to keep moving. Then very interesting, on university, I haven't studied anything technical. I have studied social communication with emphasis on public relations. So it's a bit off from the technical background, but throughout my professional journey, I have always been more involved in just not just in communication, but in with technology overall, and had the opportunity to work in good companies, being able to learn and to work with AI from a very early stage when it was like coming up, and I don't know, just working, end up doing what I'm doing now.
And what did early employment look like for you? Did you have a bunch of kind of mundane jobs, or have you kind of followed quite a structured career path to get to where you are today?
My first job, I was 14 years old.
Right?
I was
Early.
Yeah, maybe illegal.
Well, we won't tell anyone.
Not in Brazil. That's me. I was working for the company now was later acquired by Nokia. I was working at their manufacturer, a quality assurance manufacturer area. So it's like a telecommunication company. They were producing like some the infrastructure for the telecommunications, not like the phones and stuff like that. And I was like in this part of like the quality assurance of the manufacturer.
That is a serious role at 14. Like that's a very responsible job. That's a real job.
So yeah, I was like below everybody. A lot of people overseeing what they're doing, and but yeah, it was a proper job. Like you arrive, you have to go and eating in the factory.
Do you do that with school then? Do you have
So
that?
that was like that point. I was doing like this electrician like formation. Like it was like in college. It's a bit different, but so yeah, during summer breaks, instead of going on holiday, I had to go to the factory.
Aw.
It was nice.
Is this why you've got such a thirst for travel now? Because you had to stay in the factory
Yeah.
every summer, so now you just can't wait to go on holiday all of the time.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I have children now. I wouldn't want them to have the same experience, but I don't. Yeah, I don't look that with. I don't know. I like my background. I like this journey. I had fun. I met a lot of people. I had fun. Like it was cool.
And you mentioned you went to university.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so you what did you study at uni?
So I studied social communication. Yeah. With emphasis on public relations.
Did you have an end goal in mind then? Is that something?
Not really.
No.
It was like I saw like the list of the university. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want
Yeah.
this. And then by exclusion, I end up with public relations or geology. And
Oh,
then
okay.
kind of flipping a coin.
Yeah. Who knows what would have happened if you'd have gone with geology?
Yeah, well,
right?
yeah.
And do you feel as though any of that now feeds into what you do now? Because it's quite a kind of public facing element to what you do. You're actually quite a prolific speaker, and you've written a book, right? So
I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm on the process. Yeah, I'm
you're on
the
a
writer. Yeah.
Tell us about your book.
So yeah, well, I started being a professor in a university. I'm teaching innovation for postgraduate students in a university back in Chile, and And to that matter, I start to generate a lot of content, and I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of pages of content that I have to share with my students in my classes about innovation. And yeah, and then just enjoyed so much doing it that, yeah, I'm gonna do a bit more. So I building up over like the classes very slowly, very on my pace. I'm not rushing. But if there's any editor listening, give me a ring.
I'm sure we can put
Yeah.
the episode in the actual inbox of some editors. We
Oh,
can
cool.
we can
Yeah.
make that
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
happen. You know, we have clay. We can
Mm.
do that. Yeah.
And what I'm doing, so it's a work in progress. I don't know how it will end this book, but one thing that I'm provoking is more the clash of the technology innovation with our culture mindset, and because I find very interesting, and allow me just like to um every time that there's a new disruption of technology, we humans, we hate it. And this has been since ever, since we start like on medieval times, there were like the clock and the towers and the bells and start to control ourselves. Everybody hated. No, the bakers on that time, they were like furious. No, now I have to wake up because a bell is telling me. I have to open the shop when that bell is there. I have to eat because of a bell. Uh, and we are always very resistant with new ideas. Very fast forward now today, we have everything on our watch, and then we have like this watch nudging us to walk more, to stand, or whatever. So yeah, we are so resistant on adapting new technologies, and I love to see like that the history keep on repeating itself over and over again until nowadays with AI. There's like this big like I don't know, a lot of people in the creative AI space, like music and artists. I don't blame it. I don't know. It's fair to be questioning this new technology, but again, it's just a new technology. And all this resistance we have lived in the past. So yeah, it's like kind of this, like the thing that I'm trying to write about.
Sold. I will buy. I'm gonna buy the first copy. Can I buy it on audio though? Because I'm busy. You know, I need-
Happy to do. Yeah. Let's do a longer podcast and we
Yeah,
can.
definitely. But it's actually really interesting. I've never really thought of that before. You know, that it is that different problem, but it's actually the same process that we go through every time we're asked to adapt to something new.
Yeah.
I was in software sales for many years, and our biggest problem was not selling the software, it was getting the customers to adopt the software when we implemented it. And I used to say to my reps, don't spend your commission because they might churn within the first 3 months because that's where most technology projects fail, and it's adoption that is the issue. It's not that the tech's been missold in any way, it's that they are struggling to actually force it on the people. So that's a really interesting thing. I am with you. I can understand why some people are naturally resistant to to AI because they're having it forced upon them in a way that isn't right. And creative people is a very good example of that, where of course you're going to be absolutely mortified to think that somebody somewhere thinks that this language model can do what you do, and it's of course it can't. And I think that's what is causing them to be resistant. I don't think they're resistant to the technology itself. It's they're resistant to the way that as humans some people are expecting us to use it.
Yeah, so to give you an example, and actually this is a panel that I'm presenting to do at South by Southwest here in London in a few months' time. There's this music, or more than a music, there's this whole album that was generated, was created in Brazil with AI. It is, and the most famous music that they have, it's called Predador de Perereca.
Don't ask me to say that one.
No, and I won't translate because it's very nasty. So if you are here, Predador de Perereca, you Google it, it's like very, very, yeah, it's like really sexual kind of predator. This guy in Brazil, like student from a university, he was in university, he dropped out now, he was studying advertisement or something like that. He created or used AI to create musics that blend the funk of Brazil, the Brazilian funk lyrics, with a style of disco music like Marvin Gaye and I don't know, Tim Maia, it's a Brazilian, and create like this whole thing. I'm not judging if it's a good quality of music or not good quality. I'm not a musician. That's not my expertise. But this has been gone viral all across the globe. Millions of people listen to it, but they're dancing and doing stuff on TikTok, and so so um that's interesting, and I'm not sure that we are having like this new form of music and art. It's compromising the other tradition. I don't know. I mean, we can have both.
I'm not sure that it is. Are you familiar with K-pop Demon Hunters?
Yeah. Well, yeah. My kids, they love
Huge.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, you've got kids, of course.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I have my own baby Saja at home. My son dresses up as baby Saja all the time.
Oh.
And he absolutely loves him. And there's a lot of AI going on there, and I think it's fantastic. It's so good, but it doesn't mean that my son doesn't also love, some of the other kind of human music that he listens to. So I think that's right. There's room for both, and I suppose that's something that maybe has always been the case. If you look back, it's like, actually, we're not asking you to choose between one or the other. We're asking you to grow.
Yeah, and they can have the same space. I don't know, or different space. I don't know. Personally, I don't know. I don't listen to Predador de Pererex. Not my kind of music, but that's not bother me. It's kind of fun to look like influencers. They are doing the dances, and so I don't know. Like, what's the problem? I don't know.
No, that is I could talk about that for ages. That's such an interesting topic. And something else you have on your LinkedIn strapline, so I know you don't mind talking about it, is your running.
Yeah.
I think that when aspiring founders and other people that listen to this show hear you, they are going to want to emulate a little bit of like the way that you are, because let's break this down now from what we've learned about you today, and then maybe even more. You are a book writer, you are lecturing, you have one large business which is very successful, and then you have the, not to undersell it, the spin-off business as well, which is an AI. It's taken you 2 years to build this AI tool, and yet you're sitting here with seemingly all the time in the world talking to me today, which is lovely, and you're very chilled and relaxed. So what's your secret? Like, how do you manage to create this kind of mental capacity to fit all of this stuff in and still just seem so happy?
Yeah, I'm not that chill and relaxed. Maybe I can bet. No, I don't know. I don't know. You should talk with my wife. I should, I should have a different view about my being relaxed and chill. Look, before being entrepreneur, I was working in a multinational company. I was leading like this implementation area of a multinational in Latin America with different countries, 200 people under management. So like big thing. We were using AI and a lot of other technologies at that time. I was depressed. I was taking pills. I was like in automatic mode. Like I was like just like doing what I had to do until I pushed myself too much, and I had a convulsion while I was working and in the middle of the office in Brazil, and then I don't remember it because I was convulsion, and I felt I broke my shoulder, and that it, yeah, from the fall. There were people that they put a circle behind me. They give people in Brazil. They are really religious, and they give hands and start to pray for me not to die. It was something very. And then and then definitely something was wrong, and was that I mean, that's not the life. Very interestingly, it wasn't quick for me to make the change. I think that it was a process to change, to adapt, and to find a new way of living. And very recently I started running, or I had been running like not like consistently throughout my life, but it has been a sport that has always been there with me, and now I'm doing just more serious, and it's helping me. I mean, it really helps to clear my mind, to be more creative, to have more energy, to be outside. So very often when the weather allows, I'm running by the front sea, and there in Brighton. It's lovely. I really enjoy. So yeah, that's the running. It's an important element that I bring with me now, and every time that I'm traveling, I try to go with I'm having like these running shoes that allow me to be like running shoes and also working shoes. So
Posh. They're very nice.
yeah.
Very, very nice ones. Yeah.
But that's not allow me to run easily and to be traveling and run. So it's
Something that I'm a big advocate for is using exercise as a way to help our mental health without I understand that often medication is the only answer, but I do think that there's a middle ground, and I think that middle ground lies with movement, and taking care of ourselves. And that can, some people hate running, and they would get very stressed if
you
we
have
went
to
for
find
a
your
run.
thing, but moving somehow. No, don't have to be
Movement
really,
is so good for the mind and the soul, and definitely, I mean, I'm like a coil spring most of the time, but I dread to think what I would be like if I didn't exercise twice a day. I think I would lose my mind. So I'm totally with you on that one, and I would advise anybody that's just feeling like the walls are closing in every now and again, just to get outside and
walk.
move.
If you're overwhelmed, just go for a walk.
Yeah.
Start there and find your thing. It's it's for me, it's a very important
Such
a very
amazing
important
advice.
element.
And you've got family as well. You've got kids. They're quite good at getting you out and about, aren't they? And I mean, walking around Legoland is not the nicest thing, but at least you're moving.
No, everything that makes you move, it's important. It's like nowadays a lot of people, not that often, but there's working from home, doing everything from home. Don't go outside. Don't see people. I don't know if that's health.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know what people think about this, because maybe it is because my body is so used to moving all of the time. But if I ever do have one of those days where I'm stupid enough to have a call with maybe someone in APAC first thing in the morning, and then I don't move and I'm still on with someone from like US in the evening, it happens every now and again. And wow, I feel like I'm getting the flu. I feel physically ill afterwards, and I know that I'm not getting it, but literally like my throat will be sore. I'll feel sick, and it's my body just saying you're dying. You actually need to get outside. I'd be interested to see what other people think of it, and maybe not as obsessive with it as I am, because I think that my body is actually dying if I'm not moving. But I think it's something that I see a lot of successful founders being absolutely kind of non-negotiable. I have to do that. Chris was really interesting, who was sat there the other week. He does 100 burpees a day. He like just gets off because he works from home. He's like doing copy and doing like conversion materials, and I imagine you could get right into that for like 8 hours and not move. So he makes himself get up and do all of these burpees, and he puts it on Instagram and everything else. So again, burpees not for everybody. but
you have to find there might be some whatever sort of sport that everybody should enjoy. So you have to allow yourself to try, I think, and then be out there and not be shy to quit and try something new. I don't know. You can start doing I don't know, whatever, climbing, walking, running, horse riding. I don't know. You just
change
go.
is brilliant, isn't it? For the creativity, it can kind of unlock parts of your brain that you didn't know you had, because you're pushing yourself, and often can unlock things that eventually convert to growing the business in some way as well. So I want to make sure I've not missed anything, because we now know about your background. We know that it's not all been sunglasses and roses and however you say it. We know about the business and the business that you're running now, the AI business. You are a runner. Have you done the marathon yet?
No.
You're working towards the marathon.
Yeah.
When can we expect to see the marathon? Come on, have some accountability here. When's it
I
going to be?
I just have to book a one.
Just get it booked.
I think that maybe, I don't know, April.
Brighton's good.
The Brighton, yeah.
Brighton's really renowned, isn't it? I think you should definitely do Brighton.
Yeah.
Do your home ground first,
Yeah.
and then venture out maybe. Or New York. New York is...
Yeah, my first marathon, I want to be closer to home if I don't feel well.
Yeah.
But after that I can start like
venturing out a little bit.
Brighton should be a good first one. Should be in April. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
I will
send you
definitely look out for that. And then we've got the book, we've got the lecturing. Have I missed anything? Is there anything about you that we don't know?
Oh no, there's a lot of things. No.
Well,
but we shouldn't be
So,
disclosing here.
yeah, I was going to say, it's a family show.
Yeah. And now, I think no, I think that
Yeah.
overall it's very well covered.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah.
And so I suppose the burning question is, what's next?
To answer what's next, let allow me to talk a bit on what we have been doing. So, we were invited, my co-founder and myself, here to the UK by the government. There's this program that's called Global Entrepreneur Program. They scout. Actually, yesterday I was in a dinner of the 20th year of this program, and they actively scout international founders who are doing something interesting that they found that could contribute to the economy, and invite us over here to the UK. Throughout this program, I don't know, it has passed like 400 founders or something like that in these 20 years. Um, and for us, so I'm Brazilian. We started in Chile. We have grown in 13 different countries. The consultancy firm, but being here in the UK had helped us a lot. Not just to do business here in the UK, and we are already having like good conversations with good tier one banks here, and some pilots agreed. So business picking up here. But being here, it is also allowing us to export quite fast. We have been just accepted into an acceleration programming in New York, now to another one in Miami. We are also doing business now also in Nigeria, in Mexico. So having like this UK brand is allowing us to not just to develop our business here, but to go abroad very quickly. And then a very long answer to your very specific question.
So great.
So our feature is like that. No, so we are building a global business. We have this ambition. We are building a multi-billion global business. So we are gonna keep on traveling a lot, meeting a lot of people, going to different places, and be global as soon as possible, and have clients across the globe. So that's and then eventually one day one big firm will buy us, and I'll buy a boat.
I think that might be my favorite ever what's next answer.
Oh,
where-
really?
Yeah. That's mega. Like you are literally you've got like half a toe in the water right now, right? You have not even gone fully into the pool yet. I'm really glad that we got to meet at such an early stage before you get so big and important and rich that you would never frequent my little yellow chair.
I'm coming here every time that they invite me. I'll be here, Donna.
Amazing. Well, I'll definitely take you up on that for sure. I can't let you go without asking you for some advice. You have so much wisdom and so much experience, and I'm sure that there are founders, aspiring founders, or just people listening to this that would love to tap into your brain for just a couple of seconds. So what advice would you give to people that are either just starting out or on the journey? Where have you seen the pitfalls?
I would say that the most important thing on entrepreneurship, on my experience, and that's one of the reasons that we have created MedibleGo, it is to listen to your clients. Don't waste that much energy like seeking investors, and this is investor part of business just drains so much energy, and you meet these people that very often they're I'm gonna read some investors but very often they are not very nice.
You didn't mean them though. They're lovely. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna be transparent. They are not. They very often like you waste so much energy in preparing your deck and preparing everything, and then you have to have a 30-second kind of conversation to present something. So it drains so much energy, and I would say if you can put most of your energy to listen to your client, to understand what they're needing, to understand what's going on, and build your business from there. You're and then investors come along, and then the business come along. And more important to have investor, it is to have revenue, and then to have real money that comes from real paying customers. That's the thing. So like all this hype thing. Oh, I'm pre-seed, seed, Series A, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna. It is just bullshit. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. It is not a thing. You should like just focus on your client. Make sure that they are happy. Listen to them properly. Really listen to them. Avoid listening to them with your bias. Be open to their feedback. Be open to change, to evolve, to pivot. So MedibleGo is proof of that. We haven't started like this. We have started with a very different thing that we had in mind, and we keep on like listening, adapting, evolving. And I think that's a very good way to go. And for everybody that want to do that and wants to help, reach out. You can use MedibleGo. We can work around, and then for sure it's a good tool that put you guys in the right way.
I love how you brought it back. Class. Brilliant advice. I think there is an obsession. A lot of the clients that I work with actually pay me to help with their investment deck. So you've just completely...
Sorry.
No,
I don't want to.
No, it's you're right. Most of them shouldn't be spending all of that time and resource and using board meetings and all of that valuable time to create something as, a show to investors when losing customers. But I do think that as a country, we've become a little bit obsessed with like, so where are we and which series are we? And it has definitely become a little bit crazy. It's important for a lot of businesses to go through these funding rounds so that they can then grow their businesses and invest in sales and marketing and to get them to the next milestone and all of that. But I think there's not enough thought goes into it. It just seems to be an obsession. Just finally on that, do you think that's a UK thing? I'm asking you because you see a lot of companies globally. I see it so much in Africa.
That's not a UK thing precisely, but it definitely is a wealthy country thing. There's more money. Definitely that's a US thing. And I'll say that when I meet entrepreneurs from Latin America or from Africa, they are more concerned on, let's put it, surviving in the first years and making a business that allow them to pay the bills. And the capital is not that easy to get. I'm not saying that's easy to get capital here, but definitely it's easier to get here than in Latin America, for example. So if you're starting a business in Latin America, you know very quickly that you just have to start selling, is generating some revenue, otherwise no one. So it's not a UK thing. I think definitely it's a UK, US kind of thing, Europe as well. So yeah.
It's where the money is, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Because it's
Unfortunately,
available. Yeah. It's like when you go to the buffet. Because they're available, you eat the croissants. But if all there was fruit, you just have the fruit. That's the thing, is like maybe readily available.
And everybody kind of had a crash. It's changing a bit, this environmental post-pandemic. The interest rate increased so much. So a lot of top investors and just invested in traditional financial instruments because it was giving a lot of return. Now it's changing back a bit as the interest rates are dropping, but I'm not seeing that much cash now in the market. It's a bit more constrained than it was 3 years ago. That's good. That's harder. Let's focus on the customer. Let's focus on solve real problems for real people instead some fake problem on a beautiful deck to an investor.
I think that's a really good set of wise words. We should leave it there because I have already taken up lots of your time because you're so interesting. But I've really enjoyed our chat and would love to have you back because I think we've pretty much just scratched the surface. I want to know when you book the marathon. Please tell me. Be accountable so all of our listeners know as well that it's booked, and then we can all look out for you on marathon day. And also let us know when the book is finished and is ready for us all to download, because I'm sure everyone will want to do that as well. We wish you the best of luck with the business. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. Yeah, stay in touch with us. Thank you so much.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Donna. I really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you.
No, so did I. Thank you.